Hey, what's up, friends? Thanks for joining me. I know in front of us it just looks like a bunch of trash and garbage, which it kind of is to some extent, but this is going to be the tutorial for the 5-bot triple G Junkion combiner. Sorry, at a loss for words. The triple G stood for garbage, Gestalt, Goliath, or garbage, Goliath, Gestalt. You can rearrange the G words however you want, but I'm going to walk you through all of this stuff today. As you can see, I've kind of taken them apart in kind of like limbs and bite-sized pieces, and I feel like this would probably be better for the video, and so yeah, let's just kind of get to it. Let me start moving the parts aside, and yeah, while I do this, I just want to greet you all and say hello, 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 my friends. Thank you again for clicking that thumbnail and being here. It's super duper important in terms of video relevancy for y'all to watch to the end. So if you got the time to spare and you want to learn how to make this, please, please, please watch to the end, or at least just have it running in the background for my sake. I would really appreciate that, because you know all of our ad dollars, all that revenue goes to unbound.org and also to microloans to Kiva. And so please keep those videos, keep those views coming, and so that we can help do some good deeds and help out impoverished folks in the world. Okay? Yeah, thank you so much. And so starting over here, this is going to be how this is how the leg is made. I'm going to assume that you're familiar with a lot of the Junkions up to this point. And so you can see right here, the core kind of like leg piece. This is just a scrap hook body. There's nothing special about it except the shins have been removed. And so yeah, nothing special really. And then on the front over here, you can see that these are two of the crash bar legs. And the reason why one side is dark and the other side is yellow is because there is a hidden gimmick that allows these to connect together and allow these to connect together. I'm not sure if it was meant for the sake of I don't know, Junkosaurus or this type of particular build, but either way, they do fit together, and so that's what we're going to be using today, okay? And so you plug two of those right into the front of where Scrap Hook's front car chassis would be. What do you call it? His kind of shins, the hood of the car. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, you plug that in right over there. Nothing special in the back. This piece over there, if you're familiar with this, this is the crash bar exhaust. You can see the same one basically over here. This is an incredible piece, by the way. The saddlebags and this orange bit are among the most versatile and helpful when you're making builds. And so, you know what? I'm just realizing maybe I should have done this vertical, because I'm not sure if our big boy is going to fit in the shot at the end, but we'll just have to figure that out. And then once you have that orange bit in here with the pipe kind of extending backward, which I think is really cool. Just give me 1 second. I got to clear my throat. There we go. With this connecting backward, you're going to be plugging in one of the scrap hook legs at the top. And you want to make sure that the shin guard is not there. The reason for that is you need clearance. What's the vector? Victor? You know what? Give me 1 second. I'm trying to figure out. I'm only seeing one pair of shin guards here, so I must have put that. Doesn't really matter. But anyway, that's how you make the leg, okay? Excuse me, I gotta keep clearing my throat. I'm not really sure. Got a frog in my throat or something. Same thing for the other side. The majority of the chassis for scrap hook, then the two like-sided legs for crash bar, the little orange bit, and then we have the scrap hook legs. And if you're wondering why you need to remove this, it's so you have a little bit more mobility, and so this can sit a little bit flusher to this. By having the shin guard in here, you won't be able to move it forward as much, and it is necessary, in my opinion, for the build to work properly. Okay, I see the other shin guard, so we're good. Okay, so I'm going to move the legs to the side. Do you guys have any questions? Yeah, I didn't think so. You guys are super smart, and let me just move that to the side. This is the front of Trashmaster. Sorry. It's early in the morning, my friends. Sorry, I still haven't had my coffee, haven't woken up. So what we're going to do over here, this is some really interesting stuff. And I got to tell you right now, I was stuck for a long time in trying to create just a decent torso with Trashmaster. And Robert H came through. Robert H is a viewer of the channel, member of the channel, been for a long time. And Robert came through basically, and he gifted me this design, and he sent it to me via email, and I mentioned it on the shorts video, and or perhaps the hype video. Like I couldn't sleep because it was so good. It was so good, and yeah. And you see what I'm doing right here while I'm talking to y'all, right? So you got to open this up, and then you got to swing this down, and after you swing that down, you got to close it back up again. But yeah, Robert sent this to me, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is amazing. The design is just amazing. And I endeavored to go about, like, I committed it to memory so that I could sleep on it, so that I could marinate in my subconscious. And then when I woke up, I set the building, and this, behemoth that we're going to make today, this is what we produced as a result. So again, big shout out, mad props to Robert, because I wouldn't have been able to do this. This whole build would not have been possible without Robert's contribution. So big shout out and props to Robert H. So this is the Chomp Chomp bit. You can see that the head was removed from Trash Master. It's supposed to. It's on a 5 milli, and it'll plug right in, and that's good. He does not have the lower half of the jaw. I put it somewhere, and I forgot to bring it with me, but the build does not require it. And and also it gets in the way of clearance, because what we're going to do right here is we're going to take this, and we're going to set that down as deep as possible there. And then so now that is the beginning of the torso. These parts, these little flappity flaps, these are incredible. And so we're taking the Trash Master leg and we're plugging that right in here. And then we're going to get that to sit like that or something. Dude, that's tight, right? That's so good. That's so good. Same thing over here. We're going to plug that in. And once you get that in there nice and solid, you want to take the saddlebag from Crash Bar, and you want to plug it into the rear tire. I'm sorry, you're going to plug it in here first, because you're going to have to arrange this accordingly with that saddlebag. You see what I'm doing, right? I'm securing the torso basically, because there's going to be arms hanging on the side of this thing, and then we don't want it to slip off, right? And so you can see that despite, so it's pretty good. It's secure right here, but the top part, there's still a little bit of give. And to address that, we have these pieces. We're almost done, by the way. And I'm kind of glad that I did the video this way. And I hope it's working for you guys as well. Because like I said, if you're building this at home, you probably have some degree of familiarity with this. And so I don't need to necessarily dissect the entire thing and then reassemble. Like, y'all can follow. Y'all are smart. I know. So this is the Crash Bar arm, right? And so note, this one has the single dial on it, the single red bit. And then you're going to bring that up, and you're going to plug a chevron into the side, the little exhaust bit. Hold up. Is this blurry? No, it's okay. You're going to get the tire, the little blade tire, and you're going to plug that in. There's a little peg, right, or a port where you can plug that in. This is very important. This is extremely important, and this is the hydraulic bit for Trash Master. And what you're going to do is you're going to take that hydraulic bit, and you're going to plug it into the side of the mask, right? And then you're going to bring this whole thing over, and then you're going to plug that right into that tire. You see that? That went into the tire back there. Like, that's pretty cool, right? It took me a little bit to figure that out, but once I did it, I was like, I was near jumping out of my seat, dude, because I was so satisfied with how everything came together. Just give me 1 second while I adjust. And see how everything's kind of like popping out, and so you got to make sure everything is just all up in there, because that's what allows it to have its sturdiness, its security and stuff. You see that? Not going anywhere, dude. These are in there like swimwear, baby. So shout out to Cato's Collection. I know Cato liked that phrase, and we were cracking up about it. Yes, in there like swimwear or gym wear. Yeah, and now it's really cool. He has these cool over-the-shoulder designs. I love having these right here, and I feel like this torso looks phenomenal. Again, mad props to Robert H. I wouldn't have been able to get this far without you, so appreciate you, Robert. All right, now we're almost done. We've made the legs, we've made the torso. Now we're going to figure out the arms, okay? And this is what the arms are going to look like, but I'm going to start just taking them apart. I'm going to show you the shoulder bit first, because this is pretty important. Give me 1 second. What just happened right now? Something collapsed in on itself. Okay. And by the way, you may encounter certain parts that don't fit as well. Like this over here is really loose. When you do that, use the paper trick. Just get a thin piece of paper, and I'll show you more of that. You pop it in over here, and then you plug it in, then everything's going to be very, very secure. Okay. But we start with this. it's going to be oriented like this. This is going to be the part that's facing forward, okay? And so what you're going to do, give me 1 second. Yeah, my bad. I just savagely burped. Dude, that reverberated in my belly. Yeah, there's a reason why I needed this a little ajar, but that's fine. So you have the scrap hook shin, right? And yeah, this part is facing forward. You can see the shin guard is in there, and then we have the little toe bit plugged into the tire. And you do need a chevron. You do need a chevron over here. You do need the exhaust. And why do you need that? Is because see that little tab right there? It's going to prevent this piece from sitting flush. And that's why pieces like this are invaluable when you need to kind of do some connecting. So we're going to get that. Then that little... And this is the Trashmaster front of the car. This is a great piece too. This is a really, really good piece when you're kind of stuck and can't negotiate certain fittings. Like, it's a really important piece. And so you just plug that in there. You see that? We got the scrap hook shin, the little chevron, the exhaust, and then we have the... Give me 1 second, all right? All right, sorry about that. Yeah, and so now this is kind of the shoulder and the top part of the bicep. In order to connect the lower half of the forearm, again, it's this beautiful orange piece that's going to help us negotiate that. And you're going to plug that in right here. The fit on this side is a little bit loose, so I told you that piece of paper trick, you just take a little bit off. And the reason I don't use like future floor polish or super glue or anything like that, I just don't like making permanent alterations to my toy. And if you do, more power to you. Yeah, it's your toy, your joy, do whatever you like. And so, yeah, and then from there, like I said, I just plug that in there and it's a nice tight fit. From there, this is the crash bar torso. And we're just plugging in one of the legs into that orange bit. You can see that the Autobot symbol, this is facing inward. Then we have one of the arms plugged into the back. You see that? And it just comes around. And I mean, yeah, I know some people have asked me, he's like, hey, how come you didn't make a fist for it? But I don't know. I actually kind of like this. It makes me feel like he's like a brawler or a bruiser. And if you want, the second saddlebag is here and you can attach your pew accessories or whatever you see fit. But he does have a peg down over here, or a port. So in the event that you got like a Blitzwing hand or something, you can plug it in there if you like. Again, your toy, your joy, baby. Do whatever you like. And so now we have the two arms, right? And so let's form Voltron. But now I'm worried that he's not going to be all up in the shot. So give me 1 second. All right. You know that Peter Cullen was on the original Voltron? He was the voice of Karan, the caretaker, the nanny dude. And he also did the intro where it's like, from days of long ago. From Uncharted, you know, I can't do his voice, dude. Yeah, Peter Cullen, the great. Did I tell you that I almost had an interview secured with Mr. Cullen? I was talking to his agent and stuff like that, but we just couldn't come to business terms in terms of what I was willing to offer for his time. But hey, it's just business, no hate or no nothing like that. It's just strictly business. Strictly business. Dude, I don't think I'm going to be able to get him into the shot, dude. But I'm going to start just layering stuff. You know what? I may have to push him back. Oh, okay. I remember. So this piece, it can't sit flush. Otherwise, you got to angle this out a little bit. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to plug it in to the shoulder. Then you're just plugging that into the underside of the foot. That's right. I remember there was a reason why. So we plug that all in. And there we go. Pretty cool, huh? Wow. This has got to be my favorite combiner of 2023. The Garbage Goliath Gestalt torso, again, by Robert H. I just got to keep giving him shout outs and props, man, because again, without his input and contribution, this would not exist. So again, mad props to you, and just a big old chunk of gratitude from my heart towards you, Robert, and a big chunk of gratitude to everyone who's watching these videos, especially if you're watching to the end. Again, props, respect, all of that. I'm humbled by your gift of time, and so thank you very much. It helps the channel grow, it helps the algorithm grow, it helps us make money, and it helps us help impoverished individuals across the globe. Unbound.org and Kiva microloans, okay? Y'all take care, have a wonderful day, and stay blessed. Bye bye.